Okay, good evening. My name is Alexander Chapeton Morales. I'm in fourth semester of my master's degree in Universidad de La Sabana on educative projects through ICT use. This is an assignment I have from the subject Educational Leadership that is being taught by Mr. Matt Rogers. Then I want to start first of all telling you about my school, which is called Abraham Lincoln School. It's a bilingual and private school. Belongs to a non-profit school. That means that every single money that is received is also invested in our school, which is actually a benefit for our students and the whole community. And it's bilingual, but also we are teaching now a third language as a foreign language, which is French, and English is very important in the school. That's why it's called a bilingual school. Then, well, I want to start this presentation by telling you what the pedagogical approach is. Then these are like the three main aspects I found in our institutional project, which is building knowledge, values, and attitudes through meaningful learning. The man, or in this case the student, is seen as an active subject who's a builder of the knowledge through language. And also, knowledge is not passively received but continually developed and rewarded by active subjects, which means that students are not empty boxes that comes to school and they don't know anything about life, and teacher will transmit all their of the knowledge or the contents, but the student is seen as someone who has an experience and prior knowledge that must be taken into account before starting any kind of activity that we do in school, project or event. So we also start asking students, what do you know about this, or what's your opinion on this, or have you ever lived this situation, or what do you think? Well, then that way we can assure the students are connected that previous knowledge to the new content or new knowledge that they're facing. So that's kind of the that's basically the methodology that we have established in our institution. About the use of technology, I have to tell you that for years ago we created a research group that is called TCAS, because of Technology, Information, Communication, Abraham Lincoln School. And we have created an exploration school at the beginning, in which teachers among themselves teach, or well, taught each other many tools that they could use in the classroom, and many ideas were shared in that process, in that first stage of the project. I mean, of this research group. The second point was to create a virtual magazine. I think we are the first school in Colombia that has a magazine registered in Conciencias, in ISBN number, and it's been approved by Conciencias as well. Then we also created some events to socialize and also to share with the whole community about what's been doing about technology. And in this point, of course, I have to focus on the articles and the axis of this subject that I told you, led by Mr. Matt Rogers, that he had published he has shared better some articles to read about the change or transformations that we do in our institutions. And this is one of the biggest transformations that we did in my school, which was led by academic coordinator in primary school and a group of teachers who decided to create this research group. And I'm very proud to say that at the beginning we created this, for example, this exploration school that we created, and it was that every Tuesday afternoon a group of teachers were invited to go and know tools to be used in the classroom, and reflection upon the topic of how to use ICT in the classroom in education. And it was voluntarily. We invited all the 34 teachers, and we expected to have at least the half of teachers in these classes, but we received a very good response, because 32 out of 34 teachers were eager to learn and were there in that meeting, and every Tuesday we're learning and sharing and laughing, and it was a really nice space in which everybody learned from each other. So it's a very nice experience that I have to share, because this is taking into account John Cutter's words when he said that we have to create the urgency or communicate to the people and to the team that there is a need of integrating ICT, for example. And that was like obvious, but nobody has said anything. Like everybody was very quiet. They didn't want to say anything about the issue of ICT. But once somebody said, and listen, everybody's moving into these, and why don't we do it? We have different styles of learners and learning styles from our students, and they got in the mood. Everybody was in a nice mood, which actually came to finally get an LMS for the school, because we didn't have any virtual lab or something regarding technology, and we push the school to help us with that. I mean, it was also in the words of these researchers, Ditcher, Chris, and Alexander, in the article about leading organization transformations. They talk about a transformational triangle, and I consider extremely important that taking into account the bottom-up ideas from the principal and coordinators. When they see that these ideas are born from the teachers, they get to know that they are important for teachers. When they saw the teachers working in an interactive classroom or computers classroom on Prezi, on Powtoon, on Voki, and many other ideas that they were doing on tutorials, flipped classroom, they say, wow, they are building wiki spaces. What's that? Let's see. How can we do it? How can I adapt it? How can we share this with high school, with preschool teachers? Because that was born in primary section. Then that's when I see that actually what it's in theory can take it into the practice as well. Well, I want to move into the strategic plan, which was created actually 1 year ago, and we have 6 pillars to take into account. I will go kind of faster, so then I will focus on the points that I want to. First of all, we are moving. This is the vision of the school. Okay, this is where we're going. That's why I established it in this slide as a strategic plan. We want to focus all our efforts into the certification of IB, which means International Baccalaureate, which is being an international school. Also, we have integrated a project that is called Character Counts, that was born in the United States, that has to deal with the formative issues of the students, as we also talk about integrity, not only students that are very good and high in academic performance, but also informative and values. So there are 7 values or pillars that we are working on, which are citizenship, trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, and caring. Well, then I will go deep on this topic. We are also seeking to get certified by Advanced, which is also a program in which many schools are together to improve academic performance. We want to create a new branch for the school. I mean, there will be a new building for the preschoolers. And finally, we have made a great effort on getting a certification on OSAS, which means a healthy program that integrates all the kind of labor risks and to have a safer place of work. And finally, the academic improvement is based on national tests, as I probably talked to a teacher previously about. Based on the results that we're having in Prueba Saber, we have to create an improvement plan, and everybody has to establish a goal to accomplish at the end of the year. Well, now I want to the recruitment process, but I just want to join this with one of the articles that we read, or that I read based on Mr. Rogers' suggestion, and it has to be with the school philosophy, organizational culture, best talent, best fit, This is something that we talked last time, but I want to say that one of the weaknesses in my school is that values as responsibility, leadership, this culture, this institutional framework, and everything that we share with the new teachers and new students that are coming every time, is kind of difficult to keep a track of that, because teachers are changing. Many teachers are changing every year. You know that in the school I've been working for the last 7 years, but um, there is a period of time that we also very sad because some of the teachers are fired at the end of the year. Then when a new teacher comes into the school, it's kind of difficult, that process of getting into the philosophy of the school, getting into the culture, into the environment, into the community, and how to talk to students, how to talk to teachers, how to talk to parents, because every school has a different culture, you know. So of course that's the most difficult part, I guess, when teachers rotate, and when there are new families that don't get in the mood of following and trust in teachers' performance and rules and events and projects, etc. Um, mm, okay, now I just want to finish saying that the school has an incredible advantage now. As I mentioned, one of the weaknesses, I also want to focus on the advantages, and it is that following Ron Higgins' words in the article that we talk about organizational transformational, like transformation, sorry, why, how, and what. They say that it is very important to create and maintain open dialogue, and this is how the Abraham Lincoln School works. When you have a problem, a situation, you talk to your coordinators. Your bosses are very close to you, and there is a feeling of being or feeling free to talk about the problems that you have, even if it is IB, if it is the platforms that you use, if it is communication with parents, with students. We can see that the school pays attention to the employees, and they care about the human resources. That is the most important treasure that we have, as a school, as a community. Then I want to say that every single idea that you have is sponsored by your coordinators, by the heads, by the principal, and that's the way we can change and make a better effort when we have a challenge of transformation. For example, in this precise moment, we've been challenged to think out of the box, to do things in a different way. The principal says, come on, we are doing things well, but we can do it better every time. And there is that kind of sense of forming a powerful coalition. That means building a great team, creating the vision of change, that is not only because the principal said, but because it is important for the community to get better results, and to improve and to integrate technology, to go for a environmental friendly school as well. So there are many things that are around and are like taking us to think that change is good, that the school is evolving, and we're moving into a new phase of the school that will have better citizens every time, because that's the most important mm, that's the most important mission that we have as a school. Then I hope I had covered all the issues that I wanted to talk, and I have found these readings and articles proposed by Mr. Rogers very interesting. And well, I think this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for your attention, and any questions you can address to my email is hbeton@gmail.com. Thank you so much.